Is it what I think it is? A red flower entangles itself with a white flower. Tosaka gets on top of Saber, who cannot move, and casually, brazenly, moves her fingers across Saber's slender body. This is the real Tanua version, right? I don't think I put a...
待て、トサカ。お前、セイバーに何をする気だ
I don't think I put a H patch.
何って、セイバーにもリラックスしてもらおうと思って。セイバーが力を抜いてくれないと成功率が下がっちゃうし。
ああ、そういうことか。悪い、続けてくれ。
ええ、どうも。それじゃあ服を脱ぎましょうか、セイバ
ー。Oh.
は？
いちいち驚かないの。脱ぐって言っても一部だけよ。魔術回路の移植は精神と体の融合よ。できるだけ接触を多くして遮蔽を少なくしなきゃいけないでしょ。
Tosaka is serious and calm. The only ones flustered are Saber and I.
待ってください、リン。それでしたら自分ででき。腕を上げるのも辛いくせに強がらないで。はあ、それともエミヤくん、マスターの責務としてセイバーを自分で脱がせたいとか。
I stop myself before I call her an idiot. With the joke aside, that's something I'm not suited to do. I can't stay composed if I have to do such a thing.
すまない、そっち任せた。
Loud.
よろしい。そういうわけだから白も脱ぎなさい。
Okay.
は、上着脱ぐだけでいいから。下まで全部脱いだら殺すからね。
I can't tell if she's serious or joking. Anyway, it seems I need to take off as much clothing as I can to come in contact with Saber. I guess we'll be in our underwear.
お願いです。しばらく背を向けていていただけないでしょうか。
わかった。準備ができたら言ってくれ。
I turn around, take my shirt off, and fold it up. I even fold the sleeves so I can put it in a drawer if I wanted to, and try to hide my nervousness.
大丈夫？セイバー。はい。だいぶ楽になりましたが。
I have to calm down. Must not imagine Rin X Saber Yuri happening right now behind me. Anyway, I try to suppress my fear while acknowledging how hard the transplant of the magic circuit is and how much loss and pain the process involves. This is just a passing point. The thing I should be scared of is the fight against Berserker after this.
いいわよ、シロ。
ああ。
It's not 18 plus yet. I mean, hopefully it's not 18 plus at all. Otherwise, I would be banned. I suddenly forget to breathe. I've seen her skin before, but the saber in bed right now is unlike any saber I've ever seen. It's because of the weird tension. The weird, belligerent sexual tension. Anyway, with myself aside, Saber's acting strangely too. Before, she was acting normally even when I saw her skin. Yeah, then we see her in a bathrobe once and she was just acting normal.
シロ、こっち。
Or at least normal for a servant.
ここに上がってセイバーに覆いかぶさって。
Get on here and just get on top of Saber. It feels like I'm moving a borrowed body. I'm walking to the bed, but stepping on the rubble doesn't feel realistic.
セイバー、同調までは私がやるわ。それからあとはあなたにお願いするけど、持っていきすぎないように注意して。少なければ少ないほどシローの負担は減るから。わかりました。お願いします、リン。
Their conversation doesn't come into my head. I have my hands full on steadying my breath. We get even closer. We're so close that our skin is almost touching. I feel her weak breath. This just sounds like softcore porn now. I support myself in my arms and my body is too close to her. And I think the official original Fate Stay Night was like actual porn. In which case this is probably where it takes place. But hopefully again, this is the real Tanoa version, which means it's safe for work.
Auftrag wird ersetzt. Das dritte Element wird alt das erste gegenzeichnet. Das Fleisch geht einmal zum Teil des Sternes zurück.
Ah, yes. Of course. Her spell starts. I shake off useless thoughts and clear my mind so I can sympathize with Saber.
Sie fliegen oft schnell weit zum Morgen. Nie zurückschauen.
The only thing I can see is Saber's face, as well as Rin's amazing pronunciation of the German language. She's already in meditation. I can't keep my eyes open forever. I close my eyes reluctantly.
Es gibt niedrig, ist langsam, ist nah und in die Vergangenheit. Nie vorher betrachten.
My senses are becoming vague. The sense of floating that I feel every night when I constructed the magic circuit. The feeling of my mind escaping my body and being flung away. But it goes in the opposite direction this time. It usually goes out my back. But my mind is escaping out of my chest right now. The 5 senses are functions of the body. My sense of hearing should go away since I'm out of my body. But my ears are hearing Saber's breathing sharper than before. The gentle breathing is starting to become lively. The sound of the rapidly beating heart. The sound of blood flowing through the veins. I slip out the shell called Emiyashiro and slide into her body. Lewd. My mind sinks even deeper. I converge, swirl, shrink, and become a strong crystal to enter her. I'm thinking you're taking the phrase becoming one a little too literally. The beat, warmth, breath. I touch her mind, not her body.
白
A voice like a bell. I answer the voice. My mind completely breaks away from my body. My senses completely transform. I have no arms, legs, or self. I run naked. It feels like I'm running back in time. It rather feels like I'm being left behind. Which is warping. It accelerates. Body, personality, order, law. I become a dart and penetrate through numerous barriers between boundaries of individual. Sparks fly from the circuit. The sensation of reaching the speed of light freezes me. Engage. You see a CG of him naked. What is this? Is this a metaphor for sex? It's as if passing by human life in a second. The concentrated life is heavy and therefore cruel. No matter how the life is, it passes by in an instant. It's unbearable to stare at it direct on. Therefore, my emotion is anestheta. I can't. How do you say that word? Anesthetized. Anesthetized. My emotion is groggy, I guess, or like, what's the word? Like anesthesic, right? Or anesthetic. I can't say words. Anyway, my emotion is repressed and freezes. This is what it likes to go on a journey with only the mind. Oh, and he's right there. I realized what an excellent insurance the way called the body it was. Visualization of foundation of magic. Digitalization of human. Several hundred organs are connected using several billion connections. The infinite complex pattern is a highway made of simple repetitions. The distant future that eventually is. It's like a vehicle going through an illuminated city without any life. Here, the present time passes by at light speed. We're having a really bad trip. Eternity in an instant. I pass through the final boundary. Beyond this is inside her. I will see the magic circuit owned by the existence called Artoria. And yeah, we know her true name, actually. It's funny because if we did not learn her true name, would we say Artoria in this instant? I don't know. Wow. The change is extreme. The vast world filled with light is cut off in an instant. It's dark and heavy here. Again, is this a metaphor for sexual intercourse? Pressure compresses my outline. The air is too dense, and it feels as if I'm underwater. My body is slowly sinking, accompanied by pain as if squashed by a strong force. The path is deep, and I can't see the bottom. It feels like I'm falling through massive darkness into an even denser darkness. The fact that I instantly went thousands of miles feels like a lie. Now I'm suffering for an eternity to go a mile. I feel no hope nor light ahead. Is this really Saber's magic circuit? It's greatly different from mine. They say the shape of the magic circuit and the number of paths are different for each person, but this is different. It's not about scale or ability. It seems Saber's magic circuit is fundamentally different from that of a magus. Deep, dank cave. The path rumbles. Each time my small self is almost crushed. I don't know what kind of magic circuit Saber has, but I know that the sympathizing spell is working. This isn't a failure. The place is dark and heavy, unlike Saber, but this isn't an impure place. It's so full of life. The flowing air is blood, and also a swirl of magical energy. I realize that I've forgotten to breathe, maybe because there's no need to. The sinking is painful, but not life-threatening. I look up at the darkness I fell through, and it feels like it's a distance I can't go back. First of all, I can't see anywhere in this darkness. Even a slow fall seems infinite. The weight of the air changes. The speed of descent decreases even more. I narrow my eyes at the brightness of the darkness. There is an end to this infinite path. I feel Saber's warmth and breath. That's the final destination. And again, I keep saying this, but is this a metaphor? Or loot things? Anyway, I reach the source of the Saber's magic circuit, the mental world at her scent. But the scenery is beyond my understanding. The core of a star, the embodiment of fire that breathes deep underground is here. Ah yes. The red surface of the lake is swirling, but stays silent without splashing around. A huge shadow is in the bottom of the lake. The eye of fire perceives the small intruder. A foreign body is still a foreign body, even if its master allowed it inside. In this core, my mind is only a piece of trash that disturbs its function, or a piece of wood to light the fire. I'm the trash man. I swallow my breath that I do not need. I stare at the full scenery. This is Saber's magic circuit. My heart her heart that exceeds humans and is fundamentally different from ours, which is imagined from lines and circuits. This place is a reactor core. If a Magus's body is a machine which creates magical energy, this place is a factory which creates magical energy. But the core isn't active. The starting key is to make the core turn. The source of energy to provide the first turn is not there. There is such a great amount of magical energy in an enormous magical core, but there isn't enough magical energy to activate the core. It rises to the surface, the stalled sea of gasoline. No matter how much undiluted magical energy there is, it's meaningless without a fire to burn it. It doesn't matter how small the fire is, the core will resume activity once the path to send magical energy is connected. For that, a thing transcending human knowledge awakens. The many paths running across the lake swirl up. The red atmosphere shoots up and becomes pillars. Or is this how it is inside a thundercloud? The raging sound of the waves is so huge that I cannot already perceive them with my hearing. Just like how something so huge cannot be seen, its roar is just like silence. Dragon? The thing appearing from within the blazing core is an embodiment of all the threats to mankind. Is this Dark Souls? It's been said the king is a red dragon symbolizing Britain, the child of the sacred star, carrying phantasmal blood in a human body. Dragon, the symbol, fear, and king of the numerous phantasmal beasts, appearing sometimes as evil and sometimes as a god, the highest of all beings. This is what is in Saber's unconsciousness. Well, we better call Gwyn. It is an absurd true nature that is appropriate for the best servant. The cauldron is open. The too brutal fang fills my vision. Resistance is futile. A mere human cannot defend against it. A mere human's intelligence cannot think of running away. No. It must have been that hungry. With bloodshot eyes, it bites down on food that is small as dust and... Ow. Eradicates all words. You know? This CG in particular reminds me of a certain other series. It might be spoilers though, yeah, so I shouldn't say what series I'm thinking of, but it reminds me of that. You know, someone being spiked all over. Punctured all over. Anyway. Come to think of it, why isn't food on the table alive? It doesn't even need to be said. It cannot bear it if it's alive. We know that food is better fresh, but it's still dead because it's too cruel to keep it alive. In short, despite appearances, edible meat preserves the dignity of life. Screams and rage boil up. I forget who I am and roar like a beast. I appeal my pain. Hatred builds up. I resist with bare sensation. As I'm bitten on, I beg for mercy like a sinner being crucified. My senses vanish. I drop all goals and meanings. Keeping sanity here is as distant as the time of creation. Also, I need some water. Excuse me. Excessively powerful pain and pressure, and the instant I can only perceive this creature as a monster. I recall her figure. My waifu. Hanging on her head, believing that I can withstand this hell. Or at least Shiro's waifu, anyway. I recall the meaning of this pain. I exhilarate the significance of this anguish. I fully realize why I came to this place. I breathe out and stop resisting. The one I should fight against is not the dragon's fangs, but the pain within me. I didn't come here to get away from the pain. I'm here to save her from the pain and to answer the trust she kept many times. Thus, as I cannot fight, I'm here to give her the best answer I can give. There's no pain I can describe anymore. I'm not reaching out to my destroyed senses. I stay quiet as if I'm asleep and sharpen my senses. Eternity is an instant here. If that is the case, I can stay conscious or if I can withstand the pain even for an instant. Alright then. I have no fear. I shall dedicate this pain to you, the one who is fighting. Pain disappears in an instant. The red dragon is gone, and my consciousness rises. Did it grow light because I lost some of it? As if returning to the surface, I get away from the core against my will. Wait, I have to check something before that. Oh, how warm. The core is burning golden with a low sound. The delicate magic circuit is glowing with all colors of the rainbow, restarting the circulation. The fire has been lit. Even though I may be an amateur magus, I was able to fulfill my role as her master. I surrender my body to the soaring wind. Oh, there was a new CG there as well. Anyway, I catch a glimpse of a distant memory. A figure holding a sword, and a figure dancing in the field. Which did I find familiar? And there you go. That's what's replaced the naughty scenes. Somehow having a drug trip and flying or getting bitten by a dragon, and I don't know, weird things happened. And I believe that also happened in the, what was it, the anime adaptation, the original one, by Studio Dean. And people complain, actually, that it was, like, super, like, cheesy and stuff. Because I believe they used, like, 3D CG, you know, to make the dragon and stuff, and it looked completely out of place, if I remember correctly. Anyway. I feel the sun on my eyelids and open my eyes slowly. I check my body with a dizzy mind. My limbs are still there. I don't feel any wound on my body. Maybe the pain went away when I endured it. My mental wound, that could have been a trauma, is healed as well.
Shiro.
I hear a weak voice from under me. The feeling of her soft skin instantly makes me realize who she is and what we're doing. Doing each other on the bed. No, Saber's lying on the bed with an untidy blouse, and Tosaka is curled up and asleep. So it was a threesome. Tosaka is alright, but Saber has been under me dressed like this.
おはよう、セイバー。
はい。おはようございます、シロ。
An awkward greeting. Saber slowly gets up and fixes her blouse. Crap. We're conscious of each other and can't look at each other in the eyes.
もう起きられるようになったんだ、セイバー。
はい。魔力の供給を受けられるようになりましたので。
It seems Saber's back to normal. The frailness when I carried her here is gone now.
そうか。よかった。成功したんだ。魔術回路の移植は。
はい。ですから服を着ていただけませんか、シロ。その格好のままだと私もなぜか話しづらい。
I look down at myself.
そうか、そうだよな。そうだった。
I quickly reach out for my extremely folded up clothes. Tosaka folded up my clothes. Oh no, I'm the one who did it. Why did I fold it up this much? I vividly recall the ritual last night. Is that what you call it? Anyway, I sympathized with Saber and transplanted my magic circuit deep inside her. Ah, that's how the kids call it these days. Sympathizing. It looks like Saber's back to normal, but what about me? Tosaka said that my body and mind would not be able to handle losing the magic circuit, but there's no big damage, nor do I feel any big sense of loss. I'm a bit scared, but I check my magic circuit. I dread looking at how much of it is missing, but the fight against Berserker is waiting. I have to know the condition I'm in. Weird. The magic circuit is a bit dull, but I don't see any damage. It was bitten to pieces, but my magic circuit is still there. Oh, I guess it worked out better than expected then. I guess there's nothing wrong with it for me to use the strengthening spell.
そうか。これって。
The magic circuits I rarely used probably were taken away. I only activate 1 to 4 circuits for strengthening. I can't use any large-scale spells, so I've never fully activated all my circuits. It seems the magic circuits transplanted into Saber were those circuits I rarely even used.
シロ。
I guess that's pretty convenient. In the end, nothing really happened to Shiro. Well, ostensibly. I can still use the strengthening spell just fine, but my body's fatigue and dullness, as if I'm in water, is because my full ability has degenerated. In its place, I feel that I'm connected deep down to something important. I can't clearly tell where, but there's a weak link between Saber and I. I've obtained something big and warm in place of my lost circuits.
申し訳ありません、シロ。
I hear Saber's apologetic voice from behind me.
シロの回路を得る際に必要最小限に留めるよう努力はしました。ですが、その最低限の量ですら人から得るには多すぎた。もしやシロに消せない傷跡を残してしまったかと思うと、謝罪の言葉も見当たりません。これは私の不覚です。私が核も力足らずでなければ、シロには。
そんなことはない。セイバーは謝らなくていいんだ。そもそもの原因は、俺が魔力の供給をできないでいて、セイバーに迷惑をかけていたからだろ。でも、それもこれで解決した。これからは、ちゃんと魔力の供給ができる。ああ、これで本当に、胸を張ってセイバーのマスターだって口にできる。
ですが、シロ。
俺の魔術回路のことは気にしなくていいよ。どうせ使わないものみたいだし、むしろない方がスッキリする。
Saber doesn't look happy. Oh crap, I don't know what to say now. Saber's healed and I survived in spite of losing my magic circuits. Saber's magic circuit and the dream of light and wind and Saber's youthful days, and on top of that we spent the night dressed like that. Calm down, calm down. That was a ritual for us to survive. And again, in the original visual novel, it's funny because we had to have sex to survive. How arbitrary is that? Anyway, I have to calm down. I may make a mistake in an oncoming fight like this. Her breath pauses and she lets out a voice. It seems Tosaka woke up.
おはようございます、リン。
よう、トサカ。おはよう。
Her hair moves and she raises her head. Tosaka's not a morning person, so she's like a different person right now.
Thank you, トサカ。ちゃんと成功したぞ。
はい。私の魔力の補充はできました。ですがその代わりシローに。
いや、なくなったのは3割ぐらいだと思うから大丈夫。これくらいならなんとか。
3/10? That's exactly how much you lost?
3割ですか。なんとか最初にとどめたというのに、それでも3割とは。我がことながら、なんと強欲な。
強欲か。そうだな。腹ペコだったにしても、もう少し行儀よくしてほしかったな。
The awkward mood disappears since Tosaka joined in. Now we're really back to normal.
そう、じゃあ、いいわね。
Tosaka yawns once and stands up. The battle is near. Berserker and Elysiusville are waiting on the other side of the silent forest. We'll lose many significant things we exchanged last night unless we break through that hurricane of death. The connection with Saber created in my heart. To protect it, we have to defeat the strongest enemy. Ooh. Interlude. And the battle between the two ends. They killed and exterminated each other with all their might, and it ended with the annihilation of the Red Knight. Yeah, we know that Archer lost. I wonder how the battle ended. Are they gonna show it, or they're just gonna say that it ended? I guess, yeah, that's just the aftermath of the battle. The gorgeous hall is completely transformed. The floor is cracked in numerous places. Many walls have been knocked down. The stairs have collapsed, and the smashed marble has scattered in the wind. The space has been completely destroyed, leaving no trace of its former beauty. You could say it has also destroyed time, because the remains of destruction hide what the place looked like just 2 hours ago. In the middle of the destruction stands a suitable sculpture. It stands over 2 meters tall, looking like a figure of a man carved out of a large stone. It does not even need to be said. It is Elysiusville's servant, Berserker. The giant does not move. His body is dyed in red and filled with holes. There is no place on the giant's body that is not wounded. First, both his legs are broken down. Second, there is a mark of a cut on his neck. Third, his arm is barely hanging from his elbow. Fourth, he is slashed from his shoulder to his groin. Fifth, a large amount of blood is gushing from his chest. Sixth, there's a hole bored into its stomach. Berserker does not move. It is only natural. It is a corpse, no matter how one looks at it. Oh, did Archer win? Well, I mean, I guess they killed each other? The battle itself has ended much earlier, but Berserker's master has forgotten to act as this result is too surprising and unexpected. She has to pursue her prey, but she's only looking at this scene in astonishment.
信じられない。何だったのよ、あいつ。
She murmurs angrily. The battle that took place here was nothing but humiliation for her. Her servant is the most powerful. There should only be 1 or 2 servants able to match Heracles, the most famous of all the heroic spirits. But Archer, a heroic spirit of unknown identity, has defeated him. That Red Knight has matched Berserker equally and has succeeded in killing Berserker, something no one has been able to do before. Such actions cannot be forgiven. For her, this is like being stabbed in the heart by a bug on the roadside. The pride of a girl who considers herself the strongest cannot allow her to be cornered by someone who should be stepped on, begging for sympathy. Well, maybe we don't have to fight Berserker after all? Like 6 times? Heracles lost 6 times, but... well... The sculptor does not answer. It might be unable to afford an answer, or perhaps it sees no need for one. Berserker just stands there and devotes himself to healing his wounds. Oh. This battle was too strange for him as well. His noble phantasm nullifies any attack. No attack can affect his body unless it is of the highest grade. Berserker's noble phantasm? So he rarely takes wounds. In the Age of Gods, no one could scratch him after he had accomplished his great deeds. But still, 6 times, Archer delivered a fatal blow 6 times. It does not even need to be said that every one of the attacks was by a different method. Even the greatest attacks cannot be effective on Berserker twice. If one seeks strangeness, that is the strange part. If Archer is such a hero with such varied abilities, his true identity should have been clear. But his true identity still remained unknown even after his body was pulverized. Archer won like 6 times, I guess, and I guess Berserker did not go down. But it only takes Archer once. 1 defeat for him to lose, I guess. What was really surprising was his way of being, contradictory of that of a servant. Dim light grows in Berserker's eyes. If he had been summoned as a normal servant, he should have grieved that this battle deserved better. No matter who he really was, Archer was a rare, great enemy. If he had not been mad, he could have matched sword techniques with Archer to his heart's content and passed a satisfying time. His master's voice echoes. With that, the small light of rationality vanishes. He's only a berserker now. His role is to defeat his opponents and to crush them as his master pleases. He does not even need to answer. Wounds that are not fatal will be fully healed within few minutes, but restoring everything would take 3 days. I guess she's angry that Berserker lost 6 times, but I mean, Berserker didn't die, right? What a conceited brat. The giant silently objects. It is his instinct. Berserker has an intuition like sabers when it comes to fighting. The enemies can certainly be mowed away easily, but it will be a different story if Serpent Saber has recovered enough to use her noble phantasm. Berserker will not yield to a mere holy sword, but there is a small chance. His instinct tells him that if he has to fight that servant, he should engage her in perfect condition.
何よ、5つもあれば十分じゃない。あんな奴らゴッドハンドなんかなくたって敵じゃないもの。
5?
それとも何、ここまで私たちをバカにした奴らを見逃してやるっていうの、バーサーカー。
But I guess Hercules isn't gonna have time to heal because Ilya is very mad. And without God Hand?
そうでしょ、誰一人として私の森からは逃がさないわ。リンとセーバーはバーサーカーにあげるね。殺すなりもてあそぶなり好きにしていいわ。
The girl jumps down from the stairs. Through the rubble, she walks to the exit without a care for the bloody berserker. In that moment, the girl stops once, as if remembering something.
さあ、狩りを始めましょう、バーサーカー。だけど、セイバーのマスターは簡単に殺しちゃダメだよ。
Quickly. You can do it slowly, but not quickly.
シローには一番ひどい死に方をさせてあげるんだから。
Smiling, the girl leaves the castle. The sun should come up soon. The forest is like her yard. No matter where her prey are hiding, it should be no problem for her to find them. As their targets, they only have a few minutes of life remaining. I guess we don't see what Archer did, but he put up a really good fight, apparently. And also, I'm curious. Berserker, Noble Phantasm. Talk about God Hand? You mentioned God Hand, right? Is this God Hand? I guess just like his Noble Phantasm is just that he's very resistant to many attacks and stuff. I don't know. Well, anyway. So, I don't know why, but I was forced to leave the ruin. Tosaka pushed me out, saying that girls have adjustments afterward, changing and all that.
くそ、何言ってんだ。男だっていろいろある。
I grumble, leaning against the wall. It sounds like an excuse because it is. Remembering, I frantically shake off my worldly desires. I have to forget about it for now. I won't survive if I'm submerged in memories of Saber, and more than anything, it's impolite to Saber. After all, I made contact with Saber to save her. So I shouldn't have any other emotions for Saber. I'm a big liar. I can't deceive myself about it with excuses like that. I can't forget the spectacle I saw inside Saber. But I have to forget about it for now. This is no time to worry about such things. What we should be worrying about right now is how to take on Berserker.
そうだ。自分にできることをやらないと。あいつだって最後にそう言ってたじゃないか。
I remember Archer's back. I could never like him, but all of his words have stuck in my head. I stare at a tree branch. There are only few things I can do. Even if it isn't much right now, I can only do them to the best of my abilities. I pluck a handy branch, and I also find a few more branches that are straight.
シロー、終わったから入ってきて。
I hear Tosaka's voice. I return to the ruin, carrying the branches I found. Well, the only other problem is whether I'm able to act normally after seeing Saber's heart even for a moment.
こちらです、シロー。リンから話があるそうです。
I guess such worries were only on my part. Saber is acting resolutely as always. She must have completely accepted the incident, unlike me.
ああ、今行く。
Again, this makes more sense if the context was, well, a lot more explicit. But again, I don't know. Again, the thing of the original visual novel, the fact that they have H scenes in the first place was to sell it, right? You know? So does it really matter if there's H scenes or not? I don't know. Anyway, damn, I won't lose. It's stupid to be the only one blushing, so I'll try my best to act calm.
来たわね。それじゃあ作戦会議を始めるけど、会議って言っても口論し合う暇はないわ。バーサーカーを倒す方法も限られているし、とりあえず私の話を聞いてもらえる？
Saber and I nod.
作戦としては単純よ。まともな方法じゃバーサーカーとは勝負にならない。勝つためには奇襲。仕掛けたのなら反撃させずに一撃で首を落とすのが絶対条件だと思う。同感です。バーサーカーと打ち合ったところで、あれには致命傷を与えられません。倒すのならば、打ち合いの外から消すべきでしょう。
打ち合いの外からって、バーサーカーが俺たちに気づく前に先回りして襲うってことか。そりゃあいつと正面から戦うのは無謀だけど、そっちの方はもっと無謀だ。あいつが奇襲なんてさせる玉か。
ええ、バーサーカーに気づかれずに近寄るなんて都合のいい作戦はやらないわよ。あっちにはイリアスフィールがいるんだもの。少なくともセイバーとシローの気配は簡単に感知されるわ。私は気配を隠せるから大丈夫だけど。
I don't know how it works, but Ilya can feel Saber in my presence, huh? If Tosaka is the only one who can hide, then...
まさか奇襲をするのは遠坂だって言うんじゃないだろうな。
当然でしょ。一番に狙われてるのはシローなんだし、この中で一番動きやすいのは私だもの。
後ろからバッサリって、バーサーカーがそんな甘いわけないだろう。
そりゃそうよ。だからセイバーに隙を作ってもらうの。セイバー、体はどのくらい回復した？通常戦闘ならば問題はありません。ですが、宝具の使用は避けるべきです。今の魔力では、おそらく使った瞬間に体を維持できなくなる。たとえ使ったとしても純度は落ちていますから、バーサーカーを倒せるとは思えません。
So she can't use her Excalibur.
ええ、それで十分よ。セイバーにはバーサーカーと打ち合ってもらうわ。もちろんシロも一緒で、私は隠れて様子を見る。イリアスフィールから見れば私はおまけみたいなものだし、いなければ二人を見捨てて逃げたとか思うんじゃないかしら。はあ、それはまあ可能性はなくはありませんが。可能性が低いならあげて。シローはイリアスフィールと仲がいいみたいだし、うまく話せば騙せるんじゃない？
Tosaka looks at me meaningfully.
反論はあるけど引き受けた。遠坂は逃げたって言えばイリアはまず信じるよ。あの子は人の言葉を疑わないと思う。
だとしても問題はあります。私がバーサーカーと対峙するのはいい。ですが、シローに同じことはさせられません。シローではバーサーカーの一撃に耐えられない。誰もシローに殴り合えなんて言ってないわ。シローはセイバーから離れて後方支援。セイバーだけじゃバーサーカーを押し切るのは難しいから、危なくなったら助けてあげて。バカな。シローはリンのように魔術に長けてはいない。
Yeah, how exactly are we gonna help her? We can't really do anything.
援護と言っても何を。それはシローが考えて。もっともバーサーカー相手だとマスターが介入する余裕なんてないわ。シローだけじゃなくて、私だって手を出せばセイバーの足を引っ張るもの。それでも一人だって遊ばせる余裕はないの。 シローが殺されればセイバーもおしまいっていうのは分かってるけど、ここはそうしてもらうわ。初めから賭け事みたいな戦いなんだから。
それはそうですが。
Saber grows silent with a troubled face. And also this idea of a like surprise attack. Wouldn't Saber normally be against that? Isn't she like a honorable knight and whatnot? An ambush doesn't sound very knightly, but well, at the same time, we're not fighting a normal opponent. So maybe desperate measures call for, or rather desperate times call for desperate measures. As Tosaka is silent too, she must know she's saying something unreasonable. The two's concern is only natural. That night I met Saber. When we were attacked by Berserker, I could only use my body to defend her. There's a high probability that would happen again. So I should stay away from the battlefield, but I would have no intention of doing that even if she didn't tell me to be there.
分かってる。遠くからの援護は何とかしよう。
Whoa, were my words that surprising?
離れたところからセイバーを援護すればいいんだろ。それなら何とかなると思う。
You're learning, Shiro. Amazing. Saying that, I hold up the branch I just collected. The length is perfect. The flexibility is good as well. This is the first time I've done this kind of strengthening, but I don't think there's any flaw in the principle. The point is, I just need to keep reinforcing it until it becomes a real one. And for this, I also have a reference since he had one too. And on top of that, magical energy has been flowing in my body for a while now. I just have to repeat the usual process. I analyze the basic structure and modify it. I analyze the composition materials and reinforce them. Oh, 2 lines now. But that's not enough if the original is a branch and the finished product is this bow. A bow, you say? Just like Archer? I have to imagine it from the concept of creation. If I'm to get it close enough to be the real one, I have to formulate every hypothesis, at the least in my head. I open my eyes. The branch is shaped right, but it's ugly and crooked. But I know it will work as a bow. I just have to make the arrows in the same way.
シロ、今の。
ああ、シンジとの一件でなんとなくコツが分かった。遠坂も言ってただろ。力みすぎるなって。
After Shinji.
そう。まあ、手段ができたのはいいことだし、今はいいわ。話を戻すけど、とにかく二人にはバーサーカーと戦ってもらう。私はあらかじめ木に登って上から様子を観察してるから。で、セイバーがなんとかバーサーカーに隙を作ったら、死角である頭上からとっておきの宝石を使い切ってバーサーカーを串刺しにする。
Now using all of your jewels.
作戦としてはそれだけの単純なものだけど。
It's everything Rin has. Tosaka's expression asks for questions.
宝石というのはリンの魔術ですか？だとしても生半可な魔術ではバーサーカーの体には届きません。彼を傷つけるには最大純度の攻撃でなければならないのですから。
分かってる。要するに A 判定の攻撃でないとダメなんでしょ？
Saying that, Tosaka takes a jewel out of her pocket.
その宝石は？
私が物心ついた時からために貯めた貯金みたいなものよ。これ一つで A 判定の大魔術を即座に発生させられる。10個あったんだけどね。一つはあなたに使っちゃったわ。
そうか。あの時の魔術ならば確かにバーサーカーは防げない。
And I guess, looking at the character sheet, if you remember correctly, if I remember correctly, his, I believe, God Hand or something, it says question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, but his Noble Phantasm blocks all attacks that are B rank or lower. So I guess Rin's jewels are A rank. So that would injure him.
彼には私のような大魔力はありません。魔術であっても、それが A 判定ならば問題なく貫通する。
そういうことよ。本当は小出ししていこうと思ったけど、悠長なことは言ってられないわ。バーサーカーには特別に2つか3つは叩き込んでやるんだから。
Tosaka sticks out her chest in confidence. But
おい、なんか半端にせこくないか、お前。
同感です。私が言えることではありませんが、せめて半分使い切るぐらいの気前の良さが必要だと思うのですが。
well, I mean, to be fair, the jewels like take a very, very, very long time to make, right? So
何よ、そんなの人の勝手でしょ。あなたたちね、私がどれほど苦労してここまで貯めたって思ってるのよ。
Saber and I protest silently. Tosaka's life depends on this as well, so it won't be funny if she gets stingy and we end up failing because of that.
わかったわよ。半分使えばいいんでしょ、使えば。何よ、言ってみただけじゃない。私だってそれくらいわかってるんだから。とにかく作戦はそれだけよ。あとは私が隠れられて、シロがセイバーの援護をしやすい場所を探さなくちゃ。イリアスフィールが来る前にいい場所を見つけましょう。
Yeah, we can't stay in this ruin now. As Tosaka says, all that's left is to find a spot to wait for Berserker. But before that... I'm worried about Saber, or I'm worried about Tosaka. That is a decision we can make, apparently. Interestingly enough, we haven't had much interaction with Tosaka this whole time, and also she just lost Archer, right? So her role in the Holy Grail War is lost. So, and that was her whole purpose, right? To win the Grail and all that. But it's kind of sad now because she can't win anymore, and she's still helping us anyway. So. Why not? Let's talk to Tosaka. I don't want to think so, but Tosaka won't be stingy using her jewels, will she?
ちょい待ち。繰り返すけど、本当に出し惜しみはなしだぞ、トサカ。そりゃ、宝石は高価なものだけど、お前の命には変えられないんだから。
And we're just gonna argue about that?
うちの財政を知らないからそんな無責任なことが言えるのよ。シロだってこれ一つがどのくらいするか知ったら腰が抜けるに決まってるんだから。
金の話で腰なんか抜けるか。いいぜ、そこまで言うなら責任持ってやる。使った分の宝石、俺と遠坂で折半にすればいいんだろう。
I think you underestimate how expensive the jewels are.
本当？男に二言はない？
Time to go into debt.
ない。俺だって少しは貯金あるし、足りなかったら稼いで返す。遠坂が溜め込んだ武器を使ってもらうわけだし、俺だって少しは誠意見せないとな。
Well, it's more like being obstinate than sincerity. I guess I want to show off to Tosaka.
なんだよ、口元いびつにねじ曲がってるぞ、遠坂。
ええ、嬉しいのは本当だし、楽しみができたのも本当だから。ところでエミヤくん、この宝石一つどれくらいするのか聞かなくていいのかしら？
Probably millions.
まあ10万円ぐらいなんてことはないよな。
ないわね。使い捨ての宝石ならそれぐらいでいいんだけど。
じゃあ20万円ぐらいとか。
The price is right with Emiya Shiro.
半端なおごりことね。でもないわよ。
じゃあ25万円じゃないかと。
あのさ、普通こういう時って次の桁に移行しない？なんでいつまでも6の桁から上に行かないのよ。
言いたくないけど30万円とか。
だからなんで7桁に行かないの？
もしかして100万円ですか？
What million?
近い。もう一桁。
But what's below me is a hole leading straight to hell. It's astronomical. I can't imagine such a large number. If you convert it into damages, it will kill any enemy boss.
どうしたの？顔青いわよ、エミエくん。
いや、大丈夫。ちゃんと計算ぐらいできる。
I can, but it's working against me in this case.
さ、じゃあ一応聞いておくけど、宝石使っていいのよね。出し惜しみなしですがすがしいぐらい派手にやるわよ、私。
I swallow my words, trying to tell her to use them sparingly if she can.
父坂、借金いいかな？
I show as much courage as I can.
もちろん、利子はつけないであげるから、一生かけて返してね。
Tosuka-san answers seriously without a trace of humor. Hey, I can't pay back an amount that large even if I use my whole life. Man, I don't want to think about it, but I feel like Tosaka controls my life now. Well, time for a whole life of servitude to Tosaka now after the Holy Grail War, if we survive. Oh well.